Hi friends, today we'll be discussing managing diabetes in pregnancy. I'm Dr. Deepti Asthana, Senior Obstetrician in Fortis Hospital, Gurugram and Director of Colosa Clinic. And today we'll discuss this very important topic as there's always fear related to pregnancy with diabetes. We'll discuss whether or not it's safe to become pregnant if you're already a diabetic and what all things need to be taken care. Stay glued till the end if you want to know how we can successfully manage a diabetic pregnancy. You can also visit my website drdeeptiasthana.com for any gynae related issues or follow us on Instagram. Please also subscribe to my channel Colosa Gynae where we talk everything related to female reproductive health. Now, let us start by knowing two categories of patients. First, people who already have diabetes and then get pregnant. These people have frequent thirst, weakness, fatigue, dry mouth, blurred vision and frequent urination or any other infection. Now, if you have all these symptoms, you should be suspicious of deranged sugars. If you have a strong family history of diabetes, please get your blood sugar levels checked before conceiving. Now, there's also a second category where people get diabetes once they are in their ongoing pregnancy. This is called gestational diabetes mellitus. Now, in gestational diabetes mellitus, insulin fails to effectively move glucose into the cells that need it. As a result, glucose accumulates in the blood, causing blood sugar levels to rise. After childbirth, most females have blood sugar levels returning to normal. Now, however, 6 weeks post-delivery, oral glucose tolerance tests should always be done in such females because these are prone to diabetes mellitus in future. Now, one study has found that 1.7% of those with gestational diabetes mellitus, they develop diabetes within 1 year. 16% develop within 10 years. And 25% develop within 15 years of delivery. Now, let us see what are the dangers to mother due to diabetes. Now, when diabetic patients or high-risk patients for diabetes, when they come to me, they're absolutely unaware of the risks they have or their baby has during pregnancy. Hence, it is important to know what are those risks. Number one, these patients have difficulty in conception. Women with high HbA1c level can have difficulty in conception, hence preconception counseling and maintaining optimal body weight and sugar levels are important prior to getting actually pregnant. Number two is abortion risk. Now, patients with high HbA1c can suffer spontaneous abortions. It is hence important to understand the importance of optimal glycemic control from preconception period only. These patients usually have increased liquor in their pregnancies. Now, uncontrolled sugars can lead to increased liquor around the baby, which further causes overdistension of abdomen and few other complications. Now, these patients usually have big babies, leading to difficult delivery. Now, when your diabetes is not well controlled, it causes baby's blood sugar to be high. Baby is overfed and overgrows. This, beside causing discomfort to the female during the last months of pregnancy, can have problems during delivery for both the mother as well as for the baby. The mother might need a C-section during the delivery of the baby. Now, during vaginal delivery, sometimes there's difficulty in delivery of the shoulders of the baby, which is called as shoulder dystocia. Now, baby can be born with nerve damage due to the pressure on the shoulder during delivery. Now, diabetic patients can also have high blood pressure. They might go into preeclampsia also. Now, when the pregnant woman has high blood pressure, she passes proteins in her urine and often her fingers and toes, they might swell up. These conditions might end up in preeclampsia. High blood pressure can cause harm to both women and a unborn baby. It might lead to baby being born early, and also female can land up in seizures during labor or the delivery. Now, women with diabetes have high blood pressure more often than women without diabetes. Now, another complication which we see is low blood sugar. Now, this is rather important point. People fear hyperglycemia, but hypoglycemia is often ignored. Now, people with diabetes who take insulin or other diabetes medications, they can develop low sugar. Now, this low sugar is very dangerous for the mother as well as for the baby. So, should be treated immediately. Now let us see what are the dangers to fetus due to uncontrolled diabetes. Now, when we have fetus in a diabetic patient, that fetus is at increased risk for multiple congenital malformations. They can occur in spine, limbs or cardiovascular system. Now these babies are usually big babies, as we have already discussed. There can be chances of early preterm birth. Now high blood sugar may increase the risk of early labor and delivery before the due date, or early delivery may be recommended by a treating obstetrician because the baby is going large very fast. Now, babies born early may experience respiratory distress, a condition that makes breathing usually difficulty, and your baby may require NICU care. Now, there's another unfortunate complication, which is stillbirth. Now, when your diabetes is untreated, it can result in baby's death either before or shortly after birth. Another thing which is common is hypoglycemia on birth. Now, though your blood sugar has been elevated during pregnancy, your baby may have low blood sugar, which is called hypoglycemia, shortly after birth. The extra insulin that your baby produces when your blood sugar is high continues to bring down your baby's blood sugar for a while after birth also. Hence, you should go to a proper tertiary center if you are diabetic. Now, such babies which are born to diabetic mothers, these are also at future risk of diabetes. These are at higher risk of being obese and have tendency to develop type 2 diabetes later in life. Now, how do you diagnose diabetes mellitus? Now, diagnosis of diabetes type 1 or 2 is usually made prior to getting pregnant through oral glucose tolerance test. Your doctor is going to tell you better. Now, screening for gestational diabetes, this usually takes place between 24 to 26 weeks of pregnancy. But women who are at high risk are likely to be screened in the first trimester itself. Now, what are the risk factors associated with gestational diabetes? Let's have a look. You can be overweight with minimal physical activities. These patients are very prone to diabetes. BMI more than 30, you should always keep a check of your blood sugar. Now, giving birth to a baby more than 4 kgs should always alert you to checking your sugar. Having a parent or sibling with diabetes also puts you at risk. Now, having had gestational diabetes in the past is also a risk factor. History of PCOS or ethnicity such as Black, Hispanic, American Indians or Asian Americans, they're all at risk for diabetes. Now, coming to the most important part, which is the management of diabetes in pregnancy. Now, the preconception counseling, this plays a very important role. While you should not let your diabetes prevent you from becoming pregnant, it is critical that you have an appropriate diabetes control at the time when you become pregnant. Preconception therapy is one of the best things you can do. This is when you can meet with a doctor who has experience treating people with diabetes during pregnancy and discuss the dangers of diabetes during pregnancy as well as how effectively your blood sugar should be controlled. All of the ill effects of diabetes on pregnancy can be avoided if you keep your diabetes under control. In fact, experts advise having an HbA1c less than 6.5 before you become pregnant actually. So if you're thinking about getting pregnant with diabetes, see a doctor and undergo preconception counseling to learn more about how you can have a safe pregnancy. Now, patients with HbA1c more than 10 should delay pregnancy due to associated fetal anomaly risk with this level. Diabetic retinopathy and nephropathy assessment should be done prior to getting pregnant in case you are already diabetic. You should always see an endocrinologist for better evaluation of your diabetes. Now, start pregnancy at a healthy weight. If you're planning to get pregnant, losing extra weight beforehand may help you have a healthier pregnancy. Focus on making lasting changes to your eating habits that can help you through pregnancy, and such as eating more vegetables and fruits and avoiding all kind of refined sugars and fats and carbs. Now, what is the role of diet? The right amount and balanced diet should always be taken. The diet should be followed as advised by a nutritionist or a diabetes specialist. In many cases, if the sugars are just borderline deranged, no medication is required. only diet control is sufficient. Avoid desserts, sweets, candies, cookies, soft drinks, fruit juices, and high-carb diets such as bread, pasta, rice, and potato. Eat smaller, more frequent meals. Space out the carbohydrate foods you consume throughout the day. Eating 3 smaller meals and 3 or 4 snacks between meals can help you meet with your pregnancy diet goals without elevating your blood sugar. Now, it is also good for diabetes to have regular exercise during pre-pregnancy and pregnancy time. Exercising before and during pregnancy can help you protect you from developing gestational diabetes. Aim for 30 minutes of moderate activity on most days of the week. Now, you should also have regular blood sugar test, and HbA1c levels should be measured, as the only way to know what your gestational diabetes is being properly controlled is to check your blood sugar frequently. You will be instructed on the use of a home blood sugar monitor. Now, start of oral medicine or insulin would be as per the endocrinologist advice to keep your blood sugars under control. Now, coming to fetal surveillance, in addition to regular blood pressure measurements, it is very important to measure whether the fetus is growing properly or not. Chromosomal screening as well as regular growth scans are important. It is a good idea to involve a fetal medicine specialist for supervision. Now, apart from anomaly scans, fetal echo should always be considered for fetal heart assessment. Now, what should be the mode of delivery? Now, if there are no complications and a woman with gestational diabetes should be allowed to give birth normally if the fetal weight is not too much and the maternal pelvis is good. Now, baby should breastfeed as soon as possible after delivery. But if the mother has uncontrolled diabetes, high blood pressure, preeclampsia, or any other complication, overweight baby, or low fetal growth prematurely, delivery may be required and probably cesarean section is the right one. Women who have been diagnosed with gestational diabetes should stop blood glucose lowering therapy immediately after birth. Women with pre-existing type 2 diabetes who are breastfeeding can resume or continue metformin immediately after birth, but should avoid other oral blood glucose lowering agents while breastfeeding. Now, get tested for diabetes after delivery post 6 weeks and then every 1 to 3 years. Most women with gestational diabetes have normal blood sugars after delivery. When your sugars don't go away and they are still high, you may develop type 2 diabetes. It is important for a woman who has had gestational diabetes to continue exercising and eat a healthy diet after pregnancy to prevent or delay getting type 2 diabetes. So friends, hope this video helped you in clearing the fear around the diabetic mother and pregnancy. If you have type 1 diabetes and are considering having a child, it is critical to plan ahead of time. Learn how to keep healthy and prevent health issues for yourself and your baby before, during, and after pregnancy. It's an exciting time to decide to establish a family, but at the same time can also be exhausting. Type 1 diabetic women can have safe pregnancy, and having a diabetes management plan in place before, during, and after pregnancy will help you and your baby stay healthy. The key to controlling gestational diabetes is proper diet control, moderate to light exercises, regular blood glucose monitoring, and regular gynecological as well as endocrinologist consultation. To know more, subscribe to my channel Kalosa Gynae and follow us on Instagram. Thank you and take care.